hold it. Cool. I think Kane was going to introduce us, but I might as well start by introducing. Thank you very much to our CEO, Kane, for giving us the opportunity to pitch his wonderful company. So without further ado, we are Pickr, and we are helping connect a fragmented market of engineers, small companies, with the main built environment players who generally call the shots. What is the built environment, you might say? Chances are, in fact, I can almost guarantee all of you today have interacted with the built environment at some point. You may have driven here on some roads, you may have used a cycle path, and I can pretty much guarantee all of you would have used the telecoms infrastructure to access the internet at some point today. Massive, massive market. I mean, this is just currently the global spend on supply chain, built environment businesses. But it's not an industry without its problems. I'm sure you've all heard of Carillion. Yeah? Didn't go well for them. 2016, £2 billion company. By 2018, gone. And they left an absolute trail of destruction in their wake. Average subcontract was owed £375,000. And a lot of these weren't necessarily big companies. They may have been two-man band companies. People's entire livelihood's gone. So what's the problem? Why is this happening? This is one example of a genuine linear supply chain within the telecoms industry. So you can see here the bar at the top as their project. The people who are actually delivering the work at the bottom there are so far away from it. Obviously, horrendously complicated. The biggest issue, however, is money. Buyer starts at the top, paying £10,000 for this particular project. People doing the work at the bottom, the people actually delivering the project, get just £3,000. So £7,000 gets lost, gets gobbled up. And this layers of subcontracting, 7,000 lost in management fees. So how would this look with Pickr? With Pickr, we provide the platform for the project managers to directly go to the people who will be doing the work. So for that same project, they can spend £8,000, which is considerably less for them, and then the people doing the actual work get the entire value of it. Pickr, we simply charge a fee from the customer based on the project size. So you may be wondering, how are we able to do this? How are we able to cut out all of these middlemen? So we're an incredibly data-driven business. We have our mobile app that the contractors will use. They'll be using it to log their work, but also find other work. We gather a whole range of metrics to be able to present to the project managers a filtered list of the best people for them. So they can look at this at a glance and see for Lee there that he's going to be ideal for their project. They can hire them within the app, so they can get someone on site really quickly. And then once they're hired through the app, we then bring more data in to bring the process round again.
You want it?
Yeah.
There you go, sweet. Stick that in there. All right, cool. So we talked a bit about the concept and what we've done already, but now I'm going to talk about the future. So for the product we have now, we are collecting loads and loads of data. And what does this mean? This means that we can start to get some really snazzy tech stuff to actually make decisions with that data, and then inform these customers of who would be the best contractors for them, and inform the contractors who would be the best other contractors to work with. Now, this is great for another reason as well, and it's because Pickr is the only place this data exists, which means we're building a moat around our business because no competitor can catch it. We are the only ones who can make these decisions, so we're the only ones that really make a difference. So now, moving on to actual stats, this is our user growth, and this is the entire market size, and you can see that around May to June time, we're going to hit that critical mass point where there are more people in the telecoms industry using Pickr than not using Pickr. This is massive because at that point, if there's a project happening in the telecoms industry, well, you're more likely to encounter Pickr than not, so getting the rest of them will be quite easy. Now, you might be looking at that and thinking, all right, cool, you're about there, and you're projecting to go there, and that's great. I mean, realistically, everyone has good projections, everyone thinks it's going to be amazing, but actually, are you going to do it? Well, if you look at our user growth versus our seed forecast, you can actually see that already we're smashing our forecast, and we're increasing the amount we're smashing it by every month. So realistically, if you're doubting if we can hit our projections, we're already showing that we can, and we'll continue to do so. So onto the money side of things, you can see again, we're smashing our seed forecast, and we've always been above it. But the interesting thing is, if you look around here, you can see there's a bit of a dip. Now this is where we got rid of the admin side of stuff, so we had no admin jobs. We just doubled down on our niche in the telecoms industry. Now the reason we've done that is because we can increase the growth in the telecoms industry that we have on board so we can hit that critical mass point quicker. Now you can see the effects of that already, because if you look at the committed revenue, it's actually gone up drastically, which means in August we only need a little bit more to go above our C forecast, and in September we only actually need a few usage-based projects to actually tip us over that forecast, which is pretty impressive in my opinion. So if you're not convinced by the stats or the idea or the concept, you might be convinced by the board. So there you got Kane, who won Director of the Year award last year, obviously a very good achievement. Then you've got Adrian Lloyd, who's a partner at Episode 1, who is our seed investment firm when we raised around this $1 million. He has obviously opened loads of doors for us and connected us to different people, which is amazing. There you've got Thomas, who was the chief architect at Vodafone. So for our system of work, it needs to be very scalable, and we need to be able to scale really quickly. Obviously, with his experience, he's going to be able to help us do that, which is fantastic. Then down there, you've got our initial angel investor, Nick Kingsbury, who is really well known in the VC world and has been able to open loads of doors for us to investment firms and all sorts of things like that. And then my personal favourite is new on our board, Mr. Mike McTeague, who is the chairman of OpenReach and is on the board of Ofcom. Now, OpenReach have about 80% market share in the telecoms industry, so obviously having him on our board is fantastic because of the doors it opens and all that kind of stuff. And then moving on from doors that are opening, we are engaging in our Series A funding round, due to close in 2020. So we're looking to raise between 8 and 10 million, which will enable our vertical expansion, so different niches, different utilities, construction. Our team expansion, so we're looking to triple our product and engineering team with a focus on data science. So if anyone here knows anyone that's good with that, then come have a chat to us. And the really cool thing is it's going to enable our geographic expansion. So we're aiming to be in Germany by 2020 and the United States by 2021. And obviously, being in 3 separate countries is going to massively increase our market opportunity, which is really cool. So moving on from that, I mean, the product's cool, everything's cool, but realistically, it all comes down to the team in the end. And we've got a pretty amazing team, loads of experience, loads of ability. And you can see Raffles there, our Chief Postman Patrol Officer, who's pretty core to the company. But we're always looking to add more people as well. So, as I said, I think we're going out afterwards to have a drink. So if anyone's interested or would like to have a chat, then please let us know. And I believe that is it from us. So there you go.